When I came to Georgetown 20 years ago, the only thing I knew about Georgetown was that it was the best school in Washington, D.C., and I wanted to be in Washington, D.C.
It was in the fall of 1992. There was a political campaign going on. I remember that some posters went up around the campus that said, "From Harbin to the White House." Now that's off-campus housing.
I wasn't really sure I was going to stay here because I am most decidedly not a blue blazer type. I don't wear those shoes with the silly tassels on them and, you know, that kind of thing they do in Washington. But what's kept me here is the people.
The first day I came, I was very nervous. I came incredibly elegant in a suit, and as I was walking into ICC, one of the doves made its business in my dress. And I entered completely soiled. The chair of the department said, "You're gonna be so successful here. This is the proof." And I guess it was.
I don't remember the first day, but I remember the first students that I taught.
Plato in that whole Neoplatonic school. This one young man, he stopped me in mid-sentence. I was going on about some argument for the existence of God. Is what we might call prevenient. He said in a very strident voice, "I think if you are going to be intellectually honest, you ought to be teaching arguments against the existence of God." By the fall. I think really, as a result of those early years of teaching, I came to develop a different teaching style. Judgment, memory. And I started to teach Socratically much more.
A person can function without grace as well.
Students have to be participants in their own education.
Díaz no podía haber escrito. ¿Cómo se les ocurre a ustedes que un pobre infeliz?
They have to take the steering wheel. And I can guide, I can be like the co-pilot.
Es decir, por la maestría de la escritura.
I really love being able to teach these courses that ask students to reflect on the nexus between our deepest moral commitments and world politics.
It's really wonderful to be around students who really care and are, passionate about what they're doing and motivated and really want to learn.
I'm teaching kids who are going to go out and change the world. Really. They're black, they're white, they're Hispanic, they're Asian. These people, some will go out and become presidents.
I think probably one of the most rewarding things is to see with the students that you've interacted with, where they've gone on and how well they've done in their careers.
Growing up in the South, one thing you did is you walked the streets. You never looked a white person in the eyes. This is in the 50s and the 60s.
I'll get letters from students. Professor Jackson, I took a course on you on black religion, black radicalism last year. You gave me my paper back twice. I thought I knew everything.
This white black boy.
You made me document it. You made me prove facts. And each time you gave it back, I got angry with you. But I turned in my first paper at this law school, and the professor gave me the paper back and said that it's the best paper he's ever had in 30 years of teaching. I just want to thank you.
So he's going to beat it up. You see, so look at the words. He's giving them.
The upper one is for anti-DNA.
Okay, and this is the
anti-LPP. Yes.
Okay, and this is what, for different levels of cell growth?
Yeah, this is...
At Georgetown, I feel like you are open to try new things. People can shift their research interests. The work we have been doing on control of chromosomal replication is just really trying to understand one of the basic principles of cell biology of how do cells control their growth. Okay, you hope your research is paving the way for advances.
Proposed for doing this was this notion of the because model. That there are I have always taught a course called social marketing. Our business school is one of the few that offers such a course. And I got to work on some really interesting and in my view, very important problems, like child survival. We hope is socially better for them or for their environment. How do you keep kids in Africa from dying of stuff we know how to fix? PCOS.
I feel like my research has really shed light on some serious problems in the healthcare system. Access to care for special needs children here in the district. I've looked at the effect of managed care on physician practice patterns.
The Institute was there at the cutting edge, the beginning of reflection on bioethics issues.
Also ask them to maybe have teachers announce to their classes if it's possible about the conference.
I work now with a group of undergraduates from across the campus who are hosting the National Undergraduate Bioethics Conference in April. And so they're going to bring undergraduates from all across the country to participate in thinking about these big issues.
And education shouldn't just be to help, in a sense, people to make more money. It's to be a place where you get people to care about trying to make the world a better place.
I'm the person who helps people get their PhDs and their masters. I am here to help students get out of here. That's the first thing I tell them when they come to Georgetown, so that they can go on and start making their mark in the world and changing the world.
I sometimes call it cradle to grave. There are times that I even say to them, I'm going to be your mom now. Come up, I've been hearing this a lot. Sometimes to let them cry. I have Kleenex in my office, and it's not all women who cry, by the way. I'm working on that topic. I knew she had a topic. Was that right? To do this job of helping these kids who are giving so much to us, it feels like important work.
I'm excited about filling out my course evaluation.
The speaker does not always speak, as you know, but I avail myself of this rare privilege. I've been very, very fortunate to live as a faculty member in residence, and I really love being an ally with the students.
We should not have to have our ancestors choose who is to rule us. It has been.
I think if the bass of their music was coming through the wall, I probably would have lost my mind a long time ago. But I never have to hear that. So what I get is the joy of people knocking on my door and saying something like, "Could I borrow a cup of sugar?" So that's another part of my life, my delight here at Georgetown.
I don't think of this as just a job.
It's been a great way to spend 20 years of learning.
It's been remarkably fast, the 20 years, and sometimes I still feel like I'm just getting started here.
The day I stop enjoying it, but I'll stop. But I'm enjoying working with young people who want to learn, who want to work hard. There's no greater feeling than to know that you've reached one.
The job is every day new and challenging. I have goals to achieve for the McDonough School of Business, and I am set about doing them.
The values that Georgetown holds are enduring ones. It would be fun to come back in another 200 years, wouldn't it?
We have a saying in the Jesuit order that Jesuits never retire. We may leave the job that we're doing, but even when we go to the retirement home or to the infirmary, we still have a mission, and that is called praying for the society and the church. So even if I'm not able to have another 30 or 35 years in the classroom, I'll still be praying for Georgetown.